Hello everyone, I'm Pizzelinski and welcome back to my channel. In this video I try to recreate Apple's liquid glass animation in After Effects, so let's dive in and see how it turned out. Alright, first things first, I'm starting with the animation. I created a new composition and added a shape layer named Effect. Inside that shape layer I made two rectangle paths, set their sizes and fill them with color. To get a liquid effect, I'm using this technique. I add a merge path, followed by an offset path, and place it below fill 1. In the offset settings, I set the amount to -40 and make sure the line join is set to round. Next, I animate rectangle path 2 inside the layer, adjusting its size and position using keyframes. I also animate rectangle path 1 in terms of position and size, but keep it stationary while changing its scale to get more of that stretch effect. Then I fine-tune the motion using easing for rectangle path 2, tweaking it through the graph editor, combining both the value graph and speed. And then I apply standard ease to all keyframes for the path 1. Now I want to add a subtle bounce to the position. I keyframe the layer's overall position, apply ease again, and then add expression that controls amplitude, frequency, and decay, giving it a light bouncing motion. I also animate the icons. For the back and plus icons, I use fastbox blur and opacity animation. Then using the peak whip, I parent them to the effect layer so they inherit the bounce effect. For icon 1 and plus, I apply the same opacity and blur effects, plus some position animation. I use the motion and again parent them to the effect layer. To make the animation feel more natural, I shorten it from 60 frames to just 40. To add something to the background, I quickly whipped up a random UI design in Figma, just enough to fill the space. Now it's time to build a liquid glass effect. I duplicate the effect layer, rename it Deformation, and apply bevel and embers through layer styles. I tweak the size and soften settings and crank the highlight colors up to the max. This layer will act as a distortion base for the liquid glass. Then I duplicate that deformation layer again, rename it inner shadow, remove bevel and embers, and add an inner shadow instead. I set the blend mode to normal, change the color to white, opacity to 60, distance to 2 and size to 1. I duplicate the layer one more time and change the angle of the inner shadow to 300 degrees. After that, I switch both their blend modes to lighten and change their color to black. Next, I hide the deformation layer and apply displacement map effect to the original effect layer. I set the source to the deformation layer and make sure effects and masks are enabled. Then I set both horizontal and vertical displacement to -20 and use luminance for the channel. As you can see, the distortion is already applied. To finish off the look, I add a fastbox blur with a value of 20. Now I enhance the icon animations just a bit more, making their appearance feel smoother and more organic. Nothing's ever perfect, but it's worth chasing. Then I've rubbed everything into a pre-comp and add a mask. After that, I create a new composition, go back into the pre-comp to add a quick scrolling effect, just to show how the liquid glass buttons interact with the different UI elements. And finally, I add a few finishing touches, a soft dark gradient at the bottom of the UI, and a subtle animation of the main composition using position and scale to simulate a slow camera zoom. That's it. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Cheers.